However, late in the fourth quarter, there was about a minute 30, a minute 20, something like that left in this football game. The referees call a holding call, a pass interference holding on James Bradberry, the corner for the Eagles. Now, going back and looking at this replay, there's been so much conversation about this call, today, and there will be conversations about this for years. Was this the right call? Was this the right call? Was this bad? Was this good? I tell you what, in my opinion, the refs up until this call were actually perfect tonight. They were perfect. They did a really good job of just staying out of the game. There wasn't many penalties. They were, pretty much just letting the guys play. And I respected that. And I thought it was great. Let the guys play in the Super Bowl. Yes, call things that need to be called, obviously, but they let the guys play. And coming off the AFC Championship game, a lot of people in it, hashtag NFL rig, which, we talked about on the last show. People were pissed. People were upset with the NFL officiating, rightfully so. And Roger Goodell came out, this week leading up to the Super Bowl and doing the press conference and all that stuff, saying, hey, I don't think NFL officiating has been bad. I think it's been some of the best. Well, I disagree, but I think that they actually did a pretty good job up until this point. Did James Bradberry tug on the jersey of Juju Smith-Schuster? Yes, he did. Was that enough to warrant a holding call on the defense when you're that late in the game to have that decide the game? I don't think so. In my opinion, I don't think so. I think that, yes, there was some tugging, there was some grabbing, there was a little bit of hand movement, but it was not egregious to the effect of having that call being made that late in the game to ultimately give the Chiefs the opportunity to drain the clock and kick the field goal. Yes, the Chiefs still had to kick the field goal to win the game, which they did. But who's to say, in today's modern NFL, we've seen the Chiefs score with almost no time left on the clock, to give the Philadelphia Eagles a chance with, I think it was 2 timeouts or 1 or 2 timeouts left to drive the field with a minute 30, when they get the ball back, maybe a minute 15, minute 20, to drive the length of the field to have a chance for a field goal to tie. They absolutely would have had a chance to do so, and it would have made the game 10 times better. But we did not get that. Instead, we got a very ticky-tack call to end the game. And here we are, not to take anything away from the Chiefs, because I just got done praising them, not to take anything away from the Eagles. Here we are, talking about this call. And it's tough. It's a really bitter pill to swallow. I was all in on this game. And then when that happened, all my emotion, all my built-up drama that was made during the game that I felt, it disappeared. It disappeared. The Chiefs ran down the clock. They kicked the field goal. And that was it. I really didn't even care to watch the celebration after. And I just kind of felt deflated because I felt it was the wrong call. People will say, obviously people will say this in the comments, I'm sure, people that, will watch the video. But Tanner, James Bradberry admitted that he made a holding call. He admitted that he grabbed the jersey of Smith-Schuster and it was a holding call. It was the right call. Am I saying that he didn't grab his jersey? No, he did. But to the effect of it being that blatant of a call, And happening that late in the game when it's that deciding factor, especially when you've let the guys play all night. I'm sure that was probably one of the lightest holdings that probably happened in the game if you were to go back and watch every single snap. But they threw the flag. And, James Bradberry, he used to play for the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, me being a Panthers fan, I loved him as a player. He's a stand-up act, a really nice guy, a very solid player, I will say as well. And to see him come out and to just admit that and just say that, I think that's something that a grown man should do. And he admitted that. And do I think that the call should have been made? No, I don't. I don't think he should have to apologize, but he did, and I commend him for that. It was a very respectful thing to do. And I hope, I'm sure he's going to think about it a lot, but I hope it doesn't get to him too much because James is a very good player. And, I disagree with the call. I think the ball was not catchable. I think that obviously people say, well, within 5 yards you can touch, you can jam the receiver and there can be some contact. That is true, but people will say, but you can't hold, you can't grab. Man, I disagree. I disagree with that call. I don't like it. You can disagree with me, and that's fine. But I think this was the wrong call. And, I think stuff is just so geared toward the offense. It is so hard to play defense in this league. I mean, it is tough. And they were laying the wood last night. They were hitting guys hard. And that's what we wanted to see. And I'm glad we saw some of that. Well, some of that, helmet-to-helmet contact, yeah, probably a little bit. But they let the guys play. They let them play, and there were some hard hits. And to see it just go down like that, it took the game from a 15 out of 10 all the way down to just the bottom for me. I hate to see it go down like that. I disagree with the call. I think without a doubt the Eagles would have gotten down the field and had a chance at something because that Hail Mary they had, they really had no chance. Jalen Hurts, kind of threw a very underthrown ball, and it just wasn't going to happen. They were probably so deflated at that point with everything to go down there and to make a Hail Mary and, tossing it back behind each other probably wouldn't happen. So that's my thoughts on the Super Bowl itself and that call.